Morning, Tyler.
Hey, good morning,
Hey,
George.
I'm excited. We have Billy from Billy's Downtown Diner. He's on Billy Kounoupis. Good morning. How's it going?
Good morning. Nice to see you, George.
This is the first time
Hey.
I've put the face to the name, so I feel like I'm a little starstruck right now, to be honest.
Man, well, I hope you don't turn to stone looking at this.
So, let's cut right to it. You're a restaurateur. Things are tough for you. How has it been the last week? Can you kind of talk us through?
Sure. It was funny because we were coming off a killer week at our business. And, we were just getting ready to prepare and launch new menus. We were preparing to remodel Bethlehem. And, we were just ready to rock out some new things. And then, obviously, the COVID-19 hit us. And it felt like being punched in the face by Tyson. I'm like, okay, what do we do right now? And, it was really difficult to get firm information from the media, from everywhere. I mean, everything. There was just like stories all over the place. And, I just decided that the smartest thing for us to do, since I wasn't getting the type of information that I wanted, was to shut down the restaurants. I mean, at the end of the day, health is paramount, and I didn't want to infect anybody or any of my employees, and just felt playing it safe was the way to go.
Yeah, and I mean, you just opened the Easton one not that long ago, right?
Yeah, correct. We just opened up Easton. We just remodeled Allentown. So, we were just preparing for the next phase of our growth, and preparing for spring and everything. And like I said, it wound up, putting a little damper on things for us. But, I got together with my team and, we shut down and we just decided, what was the best things to do to protect the business and our employees.
Before we started, you talked a little bit about how some of those, like the development of some of those strategies. What are some things that you've done, or could you suggest to small businesses to protect their small business during this time?
Certainly. So one of the things that we did right away is we obviously, checked with our banks and our line of credit, got a bereavement, checked to see if we could defer any payments, converted any loans over to interest only, contacted the vendors and said to them, look, we've been in business for over 20 some years. We're part of the community of all three. We are not going anywhere. But right now, what we wanted to do is conserve as much cash and stay as liquid as we possibly could be. So when they give us the green light to open, we can go open without a hitch and not having the stress. Of course, one of our key things for us was to obviously take care of our employees. So until we got everything in order and we shut down, we told them all that, hey, look, what we'll do is go and collect unemployment, get yourselves organized, give us a chance to get some breathing space. And then as soon as we get our ducks in gear, we'll subsidize and help whoever we possibly can.
Yeah, I know I don't want to put you on the spot, but nobody knows. Like we've all been talking about, like how this is going to end. If a tenant can't pay a landlord, and that landlord can't pay a bank, but like what I don't know. Like, what do you see happening? Do you think it's the stimulus? What is it?
Well, in my own opinion is that, and I've been in business for quite a while, and I've had the privilege of meeting thousands and thousands of people, such as you and your beautiful family, and I've seen, the loyalty and friendship that you've been committed to, and to the Lehigh Valley and everything. And I think a lot of the entrepreneurs and landlords, I think a lot of people are just going to do the right things, and they're going to want to work with people. And also, you got to remember, we live in probably one of the best, we live in the best country in the entire world. I mean, we're resilient. We have a good work ethic. Our consumer confidence will be restored. And at the end of the day, I mean, businesses are about communities, and the communities and the businesses and the landlords will work together because it's the right thing to do. And that's how we have always persevered. It's funny. People always are talking about stimulus and government bailouts. The fact of the matter is that there's no such thing as a government bailout. It's all taxpayer money. Right. Everything has been funded by the taxpayer. So we've always relied on ourselves, and I think we're always going to continue to do that.
And hey, if you didn't notice, Yanna came in.
Good morning. Hi.
Yeah.
I gave her the link.
That's what an angel looks like.
Yeah, I had to get a cup of coffee in the morning. Seriously, that's my second one for today. So
this is pretty funny though, because I sent the link out and I sent it to Billy and to Yanna, and I didn't expect you both to come on, but I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought it'd be like one or the other. This is great. So how are you?
I have a little free time right now, George.
you got us both.
No, this is great. So, Yanna, how has it been? We were talking with Billy how it's been kind of the business side. How has it been on the family side? I mean, we've been home, and it's been a little crazy at points. We've been trying to make sure we give each other space. How have you guys been as a family?
So I don't know what Billy we have a little dynamic, and we have plenty of time to talk about this. About a month ago, we had water damage in our home. So this adds to everything, right? So our home, we were living at Hotel Bethlehem for 3 weeks. Our home is down to the studs from the second floor bathroom all the way down to the basement. I don't know, just a little information. Obviously, it's Billy and I. We have 3 children, 18, 14, and 12. My mother-in-law, who's 84, and a dog, and Zeus, he's fierce, and he's a little Bichon. But anyway, so we were staying at the Hotel Bethlehem for 3 weeks. They're saying it's going to be about 3-4 months, and whatever with this delay, we don't even know how long it's going to take.
Wow.
So now we're living in a rental home, which is a beautiful home, gorgeous home. The insurance has been great and everything like that, getting everything together for us, but we don't have our stuff.
Oh man!
On top of it, which is fine. It's a blast. Look,
yeah, but stuff is what's keeping us safe.
Wait, let me clarify one thing. We do have water and shower.
Oh yeah. No, we know it was like a temporary water issue, but yeah, no, stuff is what's keeping us sane a little bit. Like if I didn't have this computer stuff, I don't know what I would be doing.
Totally. Well, so that's what I mean. Like trying to going back to our family, right? So it's not like I have our go-to books. It's not like my kid has his Xbox. It's not like they have the Rubik's Cube. So we've been creative, and we've been cooking and eating and cooking and eating and trying to stay abreast with the news, obviously. Yeah. But so far, so good. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have to take advantage of this time. And I was like, oh my gosh, we should do adulting 101. What does that mean? Let me show you how to really clean a pot. You know what I mean? Let me show you how to do you know how to check your oil in your car? I don't even know. Obviously you're not for my 12-year-old, but that we do let me tell you how we're going to call and ask, the mortgage company, whether or not they could be, a little bit lenient for us for a while. How do you pay your bills? Do you know how we function? Do you know what we pay, what we don't? So
yeah,
I don't know. That hasn't really.
That is something people are. The part of the stress is that you're managing your day where you don't look back on the day and think, well, I wasted that day. You don't want to get through this time period where you didn't grow from it. Right. Or it's like a wasted, what did I do for that whole time?
Right. There has to be a takeaway at some point, so,
right.
I mean, okay. So my kids, my youngest one's Fortnite King, and he's got his own YouTube channel, and it's okay, how can you make, anyway, whatever. Just look at the positive through this really, really scary time, especially for kids, right?
Yeah. How are your kids doing? Are they?
They're fine. They haven't attacked each other yet too bad. I mean, they're, they're doing pretty well. I mean, we have conversations. Anyway, just.
The one thing I'm impressed by, parents of kids, Dahlia's younger, so she's kind of, she doesn't understand, but I have moments of I'm really scared, right? And if I had to be a parent and not show that fear.
I mean, the thing with Dahlia,
I have so much respect for that,
Yeah, the good thing about Dahlia is she is a little bit too young to actually be scared. She knows there's a germ outside, and she's sad she can't go see her grandma. I would think a 12-year-old, that's more wow, this is real, this is scary. That would be the age I would think would be a little bit more. Yeah.
Right, right. And it is. And again, there's been moments, it's just kind of like an up and down. And especially initially, it was like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
Sure.
And how do I explain that I have never experienced anything like this before in my life? And, and you don't want to put the fear in them, but they're smart. They know, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
The information is so readily available to them. It's not like, oh, let's just play Monopoly. No, like they know what's going on. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You have to have these conversations. And, that's all you can
So,
do. Just have
what do you, I mean, what in the meantime, I mean, there
Right.
really nothing is definite. What are you guys doing? Are you, Billy, you said how people can protect themselves if they're business owners. We touched on that. I mean, are you doing any planning? I mean, even though we have no idea
Yeah.
when you're going to go back, like what are some of those things?
George, I mean, here's the one thing, right? First thing is we all have options, and I think I wrote about this once before, right? I mean, I think, no one is born a loser. No one's born a winner. We are born choosers, and we need to be able to make decisions and choose what is right as what is wrong. We can either crawl up into a little ball and, and start saying what's happening to us, or this gives us an opportunity to really strategize, to really reflect, to think about what our community is like, how we can make our business better. What can we do to improve, our image and our employees, and working together and working cohesively as a team. These are probably, getting moments like this where you can actually focus and strategize properly are so rare, because I'll tell you one thing, right? I work about 18 hours a day, which is no exaggeration. I do that 7 days a week. And it's just the way that I'm programmed, and that's just my DNA. Ever since this thing broke out, I never realized how beautiful sunlight is. I never realized, for example, one of the big things that I realized, I mean, take a look. I mean, I've had the privilege and honor of shaking thousands of hands, hugging thousands of people. And one thing that this thing taught me right now is that you should never take a handshake for granted, or a hug, or the relationship you have with people. This is a good learning experience, and I think that the people that really focus on survival and doing the right thing, they will never get blindsided like this again. I think their businesses are going to grow and be stronger. I think consumer confidence is going to change. So I think there's going to be a lot of good that's going to come out of it.
You motivated me a little. I feel a little bit.
We need to have this call
I
daily.
got to tell you a quick story, and I know you guys want to run. But this over here, when I wrote my last book, The It Factor, and I talked about the importance of pain, what comes out of pain. And my mom put this best. My mom says, if you're going to take a look at pain, pain is really a wonderful thing, because if you take a look at a mother who is giving birth, right, to a child, and if you can fathom the type of pain that they're going to go through, which is, I couldn't possibly do that. Well, I had a headache once, only kidding. And then at the end, they have this beautiful child, right? And all that is derived from this pain. Well, our work ethic, our planning, our businesses, everything that we've done has always come out of a struggle. And it's our struggles that have really made us into these amazing individuals and human beings that can really grasp and be part of change and bring something great into this world. And, we just can't take anyone or anything for granted, especially our time.
Yeah, I've been seeing people, and I don't want to, I was going to say, I've been seeing people spending their time like one of two ways. They're really concerned about how bored they are and how much of an inconvenience this is. Or they're saying, listen, we're all in this together. There's no foreseeable time when this is going to be over. Let me do something good.
And nothing's going to happen to us. Nothing is going to happen, to us. As long as you protect your health, it's paramount. Right. We have water. We have food. I talked to this one guy who was in the military, and he says people need to learn that they're going to have to toughen up and stop being so scared. When I served in Iraq, the only thing I had was water and beans. He goes, you don't have to stock up on water. We have water taps, our food isn't tainted. It's a virus. We have everything at our fingertips, calm, down. Nobody is going to go hungry, you know? So,
And also,
and I thought it was really reasonable what he said.
And it reminds you, I mean, I hate to do the whole we take things for granted, but this is a kind of life that goes on in other areas of the world every day, and we're experiencing it for a week, and we're freaking out. So, I mean, there's a little bit of perspective there that we have had it so good for so long. Don't forget that while we move forward.
You're right. Absolutely. And that's the thing. I mean, we have everything. Okay, so you're not going to have a certain item, you know, a dish. Make it work. You know, come up with your own recipes. What do you have in your pantry? It's not like you're going to starve. Make a fabulous dish with rice. You don't need to have everything.
That's a good point. Before we let you guys go here, what would if you had to recommend the easiest meal to make, Billy, at home, or Yanna, what would be like the easiest thing you could make at home?
You can never go wrong with eggs. You can, honestly.
That's my go-to.
You can never go wrong with eggs. You can do anything with them. You can add any ingredient to it. It's quick. It's healthy. It's filled with protein. You know,
Billy obviously has never seen me cook.
Like my 12-year-old with a YouTube channel.
Well, hey, we should have him on when we're done here.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get some cross promotion. We'll set it up.
I just bought a PS4. I ran out right before everything shut down. I gotta get a PS4.
Hey, Billy, Yanna, don't hang up after this. Hold on for a second, but we want to thank you guys so much for coming on.
Well, we appreciate it.
And talking with us. And we'll talk to you soon.
And thank you